Remember those classic Roblox games from back in the day? Games like Work at a Pizza Place, Meep City, Flee the Facility. They used to be huge with thousands of players online at any given time, but now a lot of them seem empty or totally forgotten. So I'm diving into 5 of these iconic Roblox games to see how abandoned they really are, starting with one of my all-time favorites, Work at a Pizza Place. Oh, and to figure out if there's still any life left in these games, I've set myself a challenge. In each one, I'm going to try to make a new friend. If I can, then I'd say the game still has some kind of community, but if I can't, I'm counting it as another forgotten corner of Roblox history. Work at a Pizza Place. This game used to be huge. I mean, at one point everyone was playing it. You could be a cashier, cook, delivery driver, supplier, basically run the whole pizza empire, and it wasn't just the jobs that made it fun. You could upgrade your house, customize your furniture, and even launch random people out of the cannon in the back. It was chaos in the best way. Personally, I used to spend hours just throwing dough at the walls and pretending I was actually contributing, but today I'm gonna go back and see if anyone's still working there or if the pizza place has officially closed up shop. My goal, like the other games, is simple. I'm gonna try to make a new friend in the game. If I can, that means it's still got life. If not, then we're adding another one to the Roblox graveyard. So as soon as I loaded into the game, I was hit with the instant, feel of nostalgia. So I did the obvious thing. I switched my roles. I decided to choose the pizza boxer role because that's where everybody was standing at. I'm like, okay, this is the best chance to make a friend. So immediately I went straight forward, see if these guys were actual players or not bots. Immediately I started typing to see if anybody was actually going to respond, but initially I had no luck whatsoever. I tried whatever came to my mind. I said I need training. I had no luck. I even went up to different people over and over. I said, sir, I need training. No one was responding whatsoever, so I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to start working. Get the nostalgia in, make some pizzas, do my actual job, go to the 9 to 5. Which is what I did. And eventually I'm like, that's not what I'm here to do. And I went up to the manager. If someone was going to respond, it was going to be the manager if he was doing his job. And finally I got a response from the manager. He asked me where I wanted to work, and he put me at the pizza boxer position. I'm like, finally, okay. There's some sort of life at this place finally. Some sign of life. So for a little bit I did some pizza box work again. I'm like, alright, this works, but I needed to put my foot on the gas right here and make the friend. See if these are actual players, not, So I'm like, you know what? This is the only responsive person. I'm gonna try hitting up the manager. I went up to my manager. I asked him, manager. Knowing he would respond, I asked him to be my friend. And to my surprise, he said, okay. He was down. There we have it. We got our first friend in, which was super ideal. Which essentially confirms the idea to work at a pizza place is not entirely abandoned, and it is still alive. After that incredibly short-lived friendship and a whole lot of unpaid pizza labor, I decided it was time to move on. If work at a pizza place was the job, then this next game is the party. You already know what I'm talking about, Meep City. This game was a beast back in the day. It was basically Roblox's version of Club Penguin, a massive open world where you could fish, decorate your house, throw parties, and most importantly, flex your drip. Everyone had Meeps, which were these little floating puffballs pets that followed you around like lost children, and at its peak, literally everyone was playing Meep City. You couldn't join a server without seeing someone with fairy wings, a Dominus hat, and a name like Cute Princess XOXO. Is Meep City still thriving, or has it become some digital ghost town filled with locked houses and AFK dance parties? Time to log in, roam the neighborhood, and see if I can make a friend, and hopefully not get roped into a Roblox family roleplay in the process. So instantly, as soon as I log in, this place just fills me up with nostalgia. I check out the menu, my outfits. Everything seemed very familiar. I look around and I see people chatting it up. It seemed like this game had a lot of life to it. A lot of people were talking to each other. I visit the playground. I'm like, wow, they're really still updating this map, huh? Snow theme. Walk around. I see people talking about you want to RP. So there's some genuine life. So I approached another guy because I didn't want to go in public. I wanted to ISO. I talked to this guy. I'm saying, okay, this guy is super responsive. Everybody in this game is still alive. And it's not like random kids playing. There's actual community in here. So I chat this guy up. I tell him what's up. He's super responsive. He says, none of you. I tell him I'm just chilling. I need a partner. Basically, I'm saying I need to add him as a friend without saying it directly. And it seemed like he was a bit confused at first. I told him it's for Meep City. I think he eventually caught on and realized, oh yeah, you want a friend basically. I told him I don't know why I was too embarrassed to tell him. Just add him as a friend. It sounds kind of weird, but I said I don't know, and he realized yes, like a friend. So while I was adding this guy, I noticed in the chat someone else was trying to add me as well. They're trying to roleplay or something. So I was thinking in my head, let me just quickly add this guy and respond to the person in the chat. Someone was talking about I need a partner as well. I was like, okay, this person really wants to roleplay and actually engage into the game of Meep City. Someone's genuinely trying to play Meep City. So overall proving it's not dead, honestly. So I'm like, you know what? I'll meet this person up, see if something fishy's going on, or like at this point I was trying to find this person. I realized they were at the playground. saying, here I am. I don't know who it was, and I realized it was this person. I'm like, okay, I mean, we already accomplished our goal, but I guess we can talk to this person as well. It seemed like these old nostalgic, hyper popular games are still thriving till this day. So I'm like, okay, I'll talk to this person. I don't want to give them a cliffhanger. I said, should we RP? Like, sure. I'm like, okay, add me. We got a 2-for-1 deal. We added 2 people. This game is clearly alive, but I remember later on I started to get a little weird. I'm like, I sent her the friend request. We accepted. And then I'm like, all right, what should we do? And then she's like, okay, we should RP as... She's like, as friends. I'm like, sure, let's keep it. Let's do it. Let's do that. Let's not get this weird. And then I'm like, okay, what should we do first? We might as well check out this game since we're RPing as friends. And she keeps like questioning it. Friends or... She's like, just like friends, or I thought you wanted a partner, no? And I think she got some sort of misunderstanding. I'm definitely not trying to do that. So I thought, okay, it's time to dip. I need to get out of here. This game... It's not what I came here to do. I just came here to check if the game was dead or not. I'm like, friends and partners isn't the same thing. She's like, not really. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's time to dip. So we can objectively conclude that Meep City is still alive. The next game on the list is a true Roblox classic, Flee the Facility. This one hit different. You, a computer hacking survivor, trying to escape a locked facility while one player becomes the beast and drags everyone around like ragdolls. Funny enough, I used to play this game way too much. I'd either get super competitive trying to carry my whole team, or I'd immediately get caught and rage quit. There was no in between. So I hopped back in to see if anyone was still lurking in those creepy hallways, or if I was just going to be hacking alone in the dark. So I loaded up the game and yeah, it was dead quiet. I waited in the lobby hoping people would join. Nothing, just me and the creepy ambient music. For a second I thought the game was toast, but then I realized once again I'm a complete idiot and had accidentally joined a private server. So I switched to a public one and boom, there were people. I picked survivor and dove into my first match. The goal was simple: hack a computer, avoid the beast, and make a friend. Ideally in that order. I immediately found someone already hacking, so I ran over and typed, yo, you good at this? They didn't respond. Okay, maybe shy. Helped them finish the hack. We moved on to the next computer, still no words. Then out of nowhere the beast showed up. Chaos. We both bolted in different directions and I barely got away. Tried chatting again. Still nothing. Either they were too focused or just didn't want to be friends while being hunted with a glowing hammer. Fair. That was it. The floodgates were open. I wasn't able to make a friend. No one was responding. It seemed like the game was filled with random AIs. And I had to leave it like that. I think it's safe to say, since there's no community, no really bonds being built here, that the game is dead. So naturally I load into the next most popular OG game to survive a natural disaster. I'm like, you know what? Let me try taking a different approach. I walk around this Miku looking anime character. I'm like, okay, I'm probably gonna run into someone in the house, right? And I kept waiting and waiting. Instantly I ran into this green guy. I tried chatting him up. I'm like, hey buddy. Of course this, continuous theme started to occur where no one was responding. It's a pity, but what could you do? So I'm like, okay, let's just switch targets. Let's talk to Nisola or anybody really. No one was responding. It was like they were talking to themselves in the game chat. I noticed someone's name was Cool Kid, so I'm like, let me chat up Cool Kid. I found him. I tried talking. I did whatever I could, but I realized the guy talking in the chat named Cool Kid wasn't the actual. There was like 2 cool kids in the game. The one typing wasn't this actual red guy over here. So I just ended up wasting my time. Essentially, I just got ignored the entire time. It's a shameful experience, but overall, throughout this whole experience, I couldn't get someone to talk to me whatsoever. I walked around. I even hopped on a new map. I started a new run. Okay, let me try this time something new. I noticed some guy was talking. I found the real cool kid who was actually talking the entire time. I'm like, why did you choose school? And now he doesn't want to respond as soon as he realizes Kazuko is talking to him. He's like, this guy's got no aura. He just continues to talk to himself and said it. I mean, it's probably a little kid, but still. Yeah, things weren't going my way. I'm like, really, dude? I tried to add him as a friend. I'm like, screw it. Even if he's not responding, I can still add him, right? And I get flung off to the map randomly out of nowhere. They just send me flying. At this point, I'm like, dude, what's going on? I don't know what's happening. I'm getting slammed in every direction. They sent me flying. All I could do was look at my own character while I'm getting sent flying in a random direction. As soon as I respawn, I'm like, okay, there's got to be someone else here, right? So I approach this guy in a hood. This very suspicious looking guy. I'm like, hey. Of course, he pretends to be AFK. Just ignores me. I stare into his soul. And of course, nothing happens. It's like, you know what? Let me switch to this new target. Can this be my last chance to make a bud? I follow the squid guy. I'm like, you know what? I gotta go for anybody. I know this guy's name, Hakari from the anime. I'm like, okay. Let me get up on this guy. And he just keeps running away. This is the story of my life. He just starts running away. No one wants to be friends. I mean, the game's clearly alive. It's pumping. There's a lot of people. But no one wants to be friends. Perhaps you can argue there's no community. There's no community in this game, but there is players. Whether they're NPCs or not is a different story, but We can conclude that Survive a Natural Disaster is pretty legit. It's a good game. Still thriving to this day. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we can conclude our video. We noticed that most of these games that are popping are still, dominating. Despite their super popularity in the past, you would expect games like this to fall off eventually, but no. They still dominate. It doesn't matter what comes in front of them. They still find a way to get it done, and people play them to this day. As I go through the rest of the games, the result is the same. It's just people playing the game on like autopilot. No one's talking. No matter what you do, you're not gonna find a response. So I'm like, okay. When it comes to these older games, you'd expect an older audience or older demographic to be playing them, but it seems like the opposite is true. It's like kids are playing these older games. No one's typing. There's no community. Everyone's on autopilot. I think the brain rot's got into everybody, and that's that. So in conclusion, if you try really hard, you can, find some friends. The games are still thriving, even the abandoned ones, the ones we thought were abandoned, are still doing good. And yeah, there's not much more else to say. Besides, I guess they're alive. Maybe the communities you'd have, all those unique experiences and friendships you'd make aren't necessarily there anymore. But the game itself and the population are still thriving and active. I don't know about if they're real players or if these are like, some sort of Fortnite thing where, they're adding bots, but yeah. So if you liked the video, drop a comment and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!